How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to the series finale of the Progress from the Plateau series, where today we're going to be looking at something a bit different. We're going to be looking at the Upwind 360. The Upwind 360 is a great move to learn. You can do it on a variety of different equipment in loads of different conditions, and it's a great gateway into aerial freestyle. To start with learning the Upwind 360, I would really recommend going out in light winds on a big floaty board to learn the technique. I actually did a video breaking this down a few months ago, so go check that out if you want. But today we're going to break down the technique once again in the high winds. To start with, I think it's really important to note that the Upwind 360, despite not being a downwind maneuver, is still a carving maneuver. We're going to be carving our board upwind to do our 360. So how do we prepare for this? We're going to be using our head, we're going to be looking around mostly for other people, especially right behind us, because that's traditionally a blind spot upwind. Obviously, we're still looking for a nice big gust because we do want lots of speed for our carve. And then we're going to unhook and drop our hips low to keep that mast foot pressure to help us keep going fast in a straight line. I also like to bring my hands slightly closer together so that I can bring the sail further back when I eventually lean it back to carve upwind. Once you've done this preparation, it's now time to initiate the carve. We're going to lean that sail back with our hips forward, and we're going to be carving the board with the upwind rail. Make sure all of your weight is over that front foot, and we want to keep a nice, fast, smooth carve. We're not trying to jam up into the wind as fast as possible. As you're doing this carve, you're going to slow down the closer you get to the wind. So it's really important to maintain that weight on your front foot so that when we slice that sail forward, our weight's already in the correct position. As you get to the point where the nose of your board is facing the wind, it's now time to slice that sail forward into that wind. We want to do this with an extended front arm, and it's time, as you slice the sail forward, to slide your backhand down so that you can then control the power that's going to come on while you're backwinded. And our weight is still, of course, over our front leg and over the sail to control it. Now, our backhand is going to be our power hand. So as the sail starts to power up and backwinded, we're going to increasingly pull it closer and closer to us to control that power. Really keep that front arm extended, weight forward, and don't be concerned if the foot of your sail is rubbing up against your front. This is a great position to be in. My top tip is to look into the rotation. This is going to encourage your shoulders and your hips to follow, which again is going to speed up the rotation, which is going to mean less time in that awkward backwinded position. At this point, I really want to emphasize that your weight should be over the sail. You can break at your hips to make sure your upper body is over the top of it. Now, like in the light winds, we really want to hold this position as long as possible. The goal here is to be facing directly downwind again before you then open up the sail to sail away. Once you're on this run, so you're facing downwind, it's then time to open up. Continue to look into the turn, and as you do this, the sail is going to open up with the clue, and there's going to be a lot of power. To counteract this, I want you to sink your weight backwards onto your back leg and outboard so that you can control it. And something that helps me is sometimes releasing the pressure in my backhand so that some of that excess power can spill out the clue of the sail. From here, it's about keeping low, maintaining composure, and sailing away the new direction. Let's quickly sum it up with some key points then. Remember, the Upwind 360 is a carving maneuver. Carve the board on that front foot with your hips forward to maintain speed and a smooth carve into the rotation. Once you're facing directly into the wind, slice that sail forward and show as little of the sail to the wind as possible, and you're using that back arm to control that, while keeping that front arm extended the whole time. Keep holding that position, bringing that back arm closer and closer and closer until you're facing directly downwind, when it's then time to open up the sail, shift your weight back to control that power, and sail away in the new direction. Like I mentioned at the start of the video, the Upwind 360 relates perfectly into lots of aerial freestyle maneuvers like your Flakas and your Shakas. So if you are looking to learn those moves, I would really recommend learning the Upwind 360 first. Also, learn it on both tacks. It's always good practice. That's a wrap for the Upwind 360, guys, and the Progress from the Plateau series. I'm thinking of doing some clinics in the next year or so, so if you're interested in coming on a clinic in person with me, let me know. Leave a comment below and leave a comment where you would like to do that clinic. But for now, that's a wrap. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in some future videos.